Germany in the 1930s was a troubled place. After losing World War I, the country faced many problems. The economy was weak, and people were struggling. In this time of uncertainty, a new leader emerged, Adolf Hitler. Hitler and his Nazi party promised to make Germany strong again. They blamed the Jews and other groups for Germany's problems. Many desperate Germans believed Hitler's promises. In 1933, Hitler became Chancellor of Germany. He quickly took complete control, turning Germany into a dictatorship. This marked the beginning of the Nazi era, a dark chapter in human history. The Nazis quickly began to change German society. They created a system based on fear and control. Their goal was to create a perfect German society, even if it meant using violence and oppression. Daily life in Nazi Germany was dominated by the Nazi party. The swastika, the party's symbol, was everywhere. People were constantly reminded of the Nazi ideology. Children were forced to join the Hitler Youth and League of German Girls. They were taught to obey Hitler and support the Nazi party. School lessons were changed to promote Nazi ideas. The Nazis controlled all media, newspapers, radio and movies. They only allowed information that supported their views. People were afraid to speak out against the Nazis. The Nazis wanted to control every aspect of people's lives. They imposed strict rules on art, music and literature. Many artists and intellectuals who did not conform were persecuted. Propaganda was a powerful weapon for the Nazis. They used it to spread their message and control the German population. Joseph Goebbels, the Minister of Propaganda, was a master at manipulating people's emotions. Nazi propaganda used posters, films and radio broadcasts to glorify Hitler and promote Nazi ideology. They portrayed Jews, communists and other groups as enemies of the state. The Nazis blamed Jews for all of Germany's problems. They spread lies and stereotypes about them. This created an atmosphere of fear and hatred towards Jews. The Nazis used propaganda to justify their actions, including the persecution of Jews and other groups. They convinced many Germans that these actions were necessary for the good of the country. The Nazis targeted anyone who opposed them or didn't fit their idea of a perfect German. Jews were the main victims of Nazi hatred. They were subjected to horrific persecution and violence. The Nazis gradually stripped Jews of their rights. They were banned from certain professions and had their businesses confiscated. Eventually, they were forced to live in ghettos and concentration camps. Other groups targeted by the Nazis included Roma people, homosexuals, and people with disabilities. These groups were also persecuted and murdered by the Nazi regime. The Nazis established a vast network of concentration camps and extermination camps. Millions of innocent people, including Jews, were systematically murdered in these camps.